I think the key message here is to make sure that an urban area has an environment where people can be physically active without actually engaging in sports and games, but for transportation purposes. Because what we hear when we ask people when people are inactive, what we hear most of the time, the answer we hear most of the time is that I don't have time to be active. Then if they don't have time to be active outside of their work, then we have to somehow include activity that the space we have is then the transport from home to work and back. Inside work, well, yes, but most of our people at least in Copenhagen, are what we call white-collar workers. They have office jobs, so they are sitting down most of the time, and they need to be active. So to create space for activity, as we have here with the bike path, with at least parts of the city, you have pavements that are relatively broad and plain, where people can walk without falling. That's very good for your health, for your what we call cardiorespiratory health, so for your fitness and your heart and your skeletal muscle. So there are different kinds of activities. So if you bike or if you walk, you are using your legs, which contain big muscle groups. In order to train the heart or to challenge the heart, you need to use big muscle groups. So that is good for your fitness level, for your cardiorespiratory health. Apart from that, you also need to train your strength. And this can be done in other ways. For the legs, for example, you could be jumping. I took the course participants, we passed by a basketball court where you do some jumping. We walk past trampolines where you do jumping. This is what we call weight-borne activity, which is good for your heart, for your skeletal muscle, and for your bones as well. And this is important for you, not just for your health here and now, but also for preventing health problems as you get older. And this is especially true when it comes to bones. This is an example. When it comes to bones or your bone structure, there are also negative benefits of being in an urban environment. But if we make sure that we have an environment where people going from place to place, or if they want to play organized games, which we call sports, and if they can do this and then live up to those recommendations, or even more than that, then some of the negative effects of an urban life, which could be pollution, which could be access to all kinds of unhealthy foods, they could be outweighed by these possibilities. So the potential in the city is really there. And I actually think, when I think about this country, Denmark, that I'd rather be active here within the city than by going into the countryside where you have a country road with cars passing by all the time. Whether I'll be walking, running or bicycling, I think I can find safer places here in Copenhagen. So I think it is not an excuse for inactivity to live in an urban area, and I think Copenhagen is a good example of that. Many people, and politicians for that matter, they may use pollution as an excuse to be inactive. They say that no, we don't want to go outside because there's too much air pollution. But there are some studies from the UK that have shown that unless we are talking about severe pollution, even in relatively polluted places, the benefit from being physically active outweighs the detrimental effects of the pollution. And I think that message is important to many of the big cities around the world. where people are moving to and where the urbanization number of people in the urban area is increasing by the day.